COVID is back in the international headlines again. China is seeing a new wave that some experts say could lead to 65 million new cases a week.
Joining us to talk about it is Dr. Peter Hotez with the Baylor College of Medicine. Thanks so much for joining us. Is there a specific variant causing this wave?
It looks that way. It's called it's one of the XBBs. I sometimes call them Scrabble variants because they use high-value Scrabble letters like XB or Q. This is XBB, combination of XBB 1.5, 1.6, 1.9, 2.3. And they're highly transmissible. And the reason we need to care about this in China is they just went through a horrific wave last December and into January of this year, where some estimates indicate that maybe 1 million to 1.5 million Chinese perished during that very concentrated wave. And now they're going through a second wave. And one of the reasons this is happening is because the immunization rate in China is highly inadequate, and the vaccines that they've been getting do not protect against these Omicron subvariants. So there is some vulnerability in China. We also have some vulnerability here, so we've got some of these same XBB variants. The difference is a higher percentage of our population is vaccinated, but it's a good reminder that not enough Americans have gotten their new bivalent booster that became available last September. Only about 17% of Americans who are eligible have chosen that option. And now some Americans are even eligible for a second bivalent booster. So all of this means that there are bivalent boosters available. Take advantage of it if you have that opportunity.
Well, should the U.S. be concerned about a wave this summer?
It's a possibility. Certainly, remember, the COVID numbers are still actually pretty high, although hospitalizations are going down. If you look at the Houston wastewater testing, it's about 85% of the level it was when we had our terrible first wave in the summer of 2020. So there's still a lot of COVID around. I don't know that I would call it necessarily a wave, but there's still a lot of transmission. So the numbers could start going up again this summer. I think we should anticipate that possibility. And in addition, as we head into the fall and winter, we could expect another wave of an entirely different variant. And this, again, really stresses the importance of get your spring booster, because only 17% of Americans have done that. And then there might be another booster that becomes available in the fall that's specifically tailored to what's coming out in the winter.
Well, today the FDA gave full approval to Paxlovid to treat mild to moderate COVID-19 cases. So who's going to be eligible for this treatment?
Well, the most important thing that's not happening is not enough seniors, those over 60, 65, are taking Paxlovid, and they started too late. So Paxlovid only works at the early virus replication phases of the illness. So if you don't take it within the first couple of days, chances are it's not going to have much of an effect. And the problem is seniors get it, they feel sort of crummy the first day or two, and they say they'll just wait it out. And by the time they realize, uh-oh, they could be in trouble, it may be too late to see the maximal effect of Paxlovid. And even some of the internists and family practitioners in the Houston area are too slow to jump on taking Paxlovid. So bottom line is, if you're a senior or if you're immunocompromised and you do get COVID and you test positive, you want to take Paxlovid earlier rather than later.
All right, important information, Dr. Peter Hotez. Thank you for joining us live tonight.
Thanks so much.